I think it would be a mistake to think that the Nissan Patrol Y62 V8 with the 7-speed auto needs a transmission cooler and a torque converter lockup kit. Now, I might have only done about 22,000 kilometres. So what would I know, right? I'm no expert on these vehicles. Well, I'm a vehicle technician and I reckon I've got some of the things figured out. I understand how things work and I'll explain to you why I don't think it needs it. And you're going to be wasting your money if you're not watching the videos to learn and understand how these things work. Check the automatic transmission playlist for further information. Oh, but you're going to do some towing. You got a 4-ton caravan. You need a trans cooler and a lockup kit, you reckon? Well, what you might need is some springs in the rear and maybe some airbags and maybe more stuff. Depends how much you overload your tow ball. Yeah, that's this thing here, mate. People think, you know, you have to have 10%, but you know what? It's actually rated to maximum 10%. It's a maximum load rating. You do need weight on your tow ball. Too often I see vehicles with not enough weight on the tow ball and they're just going down the road. So dangerous. And there's all the experts that tell you how crap this transmission is and it's going to need a fluid change every 40,000 Ks and you need a trans cooler and a lockup kit. Did you ever think a lot of people's YouTube videos and social media, the information supports the products they've got to sell you. It's all about sales. Are you a consumer or are you going to get yourself educated and learn what you do and don't need and what vehicle you do and don't need? Let's start off with the right vehicle for you and then what modifications it actually may or may not need. One of the first things you should get with those springs is a scan gauge so you can actually see your transmission temperature and of course your coolant temperature and everything else. The big V8 cruises along, it stays pretty cool. It runs around the mid 80s, but of course when you give it a bit, it's easily going to get up. I've got a coolant alarm set on 90 degrees and rarely do I hear it. I don't know if that helps you at all. I don't have a bull bar because I want to keep the handling of the vehicle absolutely awesome without that weight hanging off the front, and keep the weight down, because the biggest mistake people make is start doing all these modifications, making it less reliable or unreliable, adding weight to the vehicle, which reduces your overall mass that you can tow or carry in the vehicle. Yeah, I'm going to tell you about the transmission, but how about the like button for all the extra bonus information that would have saved you money so far? If you like it so far, we've got a whole playlist. Information on this vehicle. It's probably called Y62 Patrol Setup. We've got 2 YouTube channels, 4x4 Diesel, 4x4 Adventures. It'll be on both. It's got fuel economy comparisons. I don't care about the fuel economy, just showing you what it actually is. The videos probably show you the storage setup, get rid of the stupid 3rd row of seats, put the nice full bore 4B drawers, floor in the back there, much better value for money, rock solid, built by cabinet makers that know what they're doing. The fridge, that's easy. It just fixes, fridge slide just fixes down to the floor. Fridge can come in and out, that's just temporary. And some K-On gear for storage. Don't forget the discount code on the K-On website. 4x4 Diesel, funnily enough. Who would have thought? And every vehicle needs that top storage shelf. Hey, quick little interesting bit of info. Did you know that was my idea? I started that on the Prados. I asked for that, and of course it was so successful, it's gone to all the vehicles pretty much. How awesome is that? Hey, how about the like button for having the idea for the storage up there that's otherwise normally a big waste of space. Bada bing, bada boomski. All right, no more mucking around. Let's talk about this 7-speed automatic transmission. A lot of people reckon they're crap. This is what I tell you. I don't know that much about them. If they were really that bad, they wouldn't be put behind a 300 kilowatt V8 petrol engine. And if they were, they wouldn't last long at all. Now, some people that have problems, if that's the case, I'm going to say that it's probably the way they drive it. You've got a big, heavy vehicle. You've got a very powerful engine, and you need to have some mechanical sympathy because this is in between the engine and the wheels. You're trying to get a lot of weight going, a lot of power. So you've got the power and you've also got the resistance of the heavy vehicle and or what you're towing. In a lot of people's cases, I reckon it's over 7 ton. That's a stupid amount of weight going down the road, especially towing. And you've got a massive amount of power and it's got to go through this 7-speed transmission. I'm not going to go into too much detail of the transmission other than to tell you I've been monitoring this for a while now on the scan gauge and driving the vehicle. I've done a little bit of towing, not too heavy, probably only up to about 1 ton. So people say you don't know what you're talking about, that's fine. But I understand how the transmission works. And what I'll tell you about this transmission and why you don't need the lockup kit and the cooler, it's just more crap under the bonnet or wherever your wires are getting joined. to control things that don't need to be controlled. This runs at a really good temperature, and the reason is the torque converter locks up really well. I watch all the gear changes. I've done thousands of Ks, 22,000 Ks of highway driving, and I monitor, I accelerate, and it just changes gears so, I've got to say, as far as operation goes so far, it's one of the smoothest transmissions I've ever seen. It's competitive with the Toyota stuff, with the Aizen, you know, this Jatco thing. But anyway, and they say Crapco, whatever. Well, I don't think so, because it handles the power in most cases. And all this torque, you just need to have mechanical sympathy. I wouldn't be changing oil every 40,000, because I know, because the torque converter's locked, and I've seen the temperatures up here, what they've been. I can tell you on this transmission, when I drop the oil at 100,000 Ks, if I've still got the car, it's going to come out nice and clean. But we're going to put some new stuff in there anyway, reset the level. That's the sort of maintenance program I'd be recommending. There's no need for an additional cooler, because it's already cool enough. Why waste your money, make it less reliable with more joins and more weight to the vehicle, possible failures while you've got a 10-year warranty. Did Nissan say you needed to do that? Talk to them about it. They might have a different opinion for the warranty, whatever, but I wouldn't be worried about it. Bada bing, bada boom. And torque converter lockup kit, the thing already locks up. Now, of course, a lot of lockup kits only allow it to lock up accelerating, not decelerating. So if you think you're going to solve the problem in low range, that doesn't always work. And how much low range off-road are you really going to do in a big vehicle like this with a long wheelbase? There's much more suitable vehicles for that. This is a highway touring comfort towing vehicle, really good for that, for anybody that keeps it within a reasonable weight. You know, the 2.5 ton is probably ideal, a little bit over that if you're pushing it. But you know, this whole 3.5 ton and GVM upgrades 4 ton, 5 ton, like, hello, it's just out of control, the amount of weight you're telling me. But that's a matter of opinion. That's just my opinion. Bit focus on safety there as well. But long story short, yeah, you're right. I could have said it quicker, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to give you all the other information so you can get to know me. Transmission, torque converter lock is awesome. Gear change is smooth and awesome. This is one of the best automatic transmissions I've ever felt in a vehicle that I've driven. And wouldn't change a thing about it. It's just, if Toyota could get it like this earlier, would have been great. They didn't get it right until after 2020 in the Prados, and then they did that 250 thing, which is, don't even talk about it. As far as warranty goes on this vehicle in 22,000 Ks, it hasn't been back to the dealership except for right at the start to talk about the fuel issue where it doesn't fill up properly. If you're unaware, you won't be able to check your fuel economy accurately because the trip computer's wrong. And when you fill up, it varies each time. It'll look better, worse, better, worse. It's inconsistent because they don't fill up. You'll think it's filling up. It'll be nearly filled up. It'll vary how much it fills up because of it's not filling up. Depends how much fuel's in the tank when you fill it up, whether it's 10 litres down, 5 litres down, 15 litres down. Some people say 20 to 30 litres off full. Separate issue, but no other issues. There's no, warranty issues here. There's a little plug there you want to find out about. Sort that one out before you end up with a dead battery. And if you're not driving the vehicle for more than a few days, put it on a maintenance charger like this. Bada bing, bada boom. Copy, copy. Catch you on the next video. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, turn the bell on. And save your money by getting educated. Watch the videos, understand how things work. Last thing I want to say is, it's like a court case, you know? So everybody's got their their videos and their products they want to sell. Just beware of that. And somebody might say, well, your videos talk about injectors, but it's a court case. I've put the evidence up why vehicles need injector replacement, injector maintenance, injector work, caked up intakes, cracked map filters. The reason the whole injector kit's there is the original and the best. We've got our 3 1KDs. We love them. They're our Prados for touring, hit the tracks, all-round vehicle. But this would be a better vehicle for towing something bigger, which is why I thought I'd grab one. I had a bit of FOMO and thought a bit of fun as well. So not sure how long it's hanging around for and what's going to come along next. But at the moment, we've got a bit of a collection going. Bada bing, bada boom. This charger on bulk for a little while, 1 amp. It'll just sit there and do its thing. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.